Have you ever been using a website like Netflix or Instagram and just marveled at how fast and smooth it is? Well, a huge part of that magic comes down to a technology called React. And get this, it's used by a whopping 90% of developers. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one brilliant idea that made it so incredibly popular.
Let's just let that number sink in for a second. 90%. In the world of web development, new tools pop up literally all the time. So for one library to be the choice for 9 out of 10 developers, that's almost unheard of. This isn't just some passing trend. This is the industry standard, plain and simple.
So, what's the deal? What is the secret sauce here? How did React become the dominant force? Well, the answer isn't some long, complicated list of features. Nope, it all boils down to one single, incredibly clever idea that completely changed the game.
And its popularity isn't just with solo coders and small startups. To really see how massive React is, you just have to look at the absolute giants of the tech world, the companies that rely on it every single day to serve millions of people.
I mean, think about it for a second. The way Netflix instantly updates your movie list, that endless buttery smooth scroll on Instagram, or the entire constantly changing world of Facebook. All of those experiences demand an interface that can change in the blink of an eye. These companies are operating at a scale that's hard to even imagine, and they all bet on React because it's built for exactly that kind of challenge.
But to really get why React is so special, we first need to understand the problem it was designed to solve. See, before React came along, just updating a web page could be a huge, slow, clunky process. Let me show you what I mean.
Okay, so every single web page you've ever visited has something behind the scenes called the DOM, which stands for Document Object Model. The easiest way to think about it is as the live blueprint of the site. Every button, every picture, every piece of text, it's all part of this big, tree-like structure that your browser reads to show you the page.
Now, here's the problem. The old way of doing things was to update this DOM directly. And that was incredibly inefficient. Even the tiniest change, like a new comment appearing, was a massive job. It was like wanting to change a single brick in a wall, but your only tool is a wrecking ball. You'd have to demolish the entire wall and then rebuild it from scratch just to swap out that one little brick. It's slow, it's clumsy, and it wastes a ton of resources.
So, faced with this demolish and rebuild nightmare, the brilliant engineers at Facebook came up with a totally revolutionary solution. And folks, this is the hero of our story, the virtual DOM. The virtual DOM is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a copy, a virtual blueprint of the real DOM. But here's the crucial difference. This copy doesn't live in the browser, where things are slow. It exists purely in your computer's memory, which means you can change and update it at lightning speed. And the difference between the two is just night and day. The real DOM is directly tied to what you're seeing, so making changes is slow and expensive. The virtual DOM, on the other hand, is just an abstract copy in memory, so messing with it is practically free. It's kind of like sketching out a change on a piece of paper before you actually start knocking down walls. Okay, so React has this super fast, lightweight copy. Cool. But how does that actually make websites faster? Well, this is where the real magic happens, in a process that they call reconciliation.
It's this beautiful, super efficient 4-step dance. First, something in the app changes, what developers call a state change. Think of you clicking a like button. The moment that happens, React creates a brand new virtual DOM snapshot reflecting that change. Then comes the secret sauce. React compares this new virtual blueprint with the old one. This comparison, called diffing, happens incredibly fast. And for the final step, React takes only the parts that are different and tells the real DOM to update just those tiny specific pieces. And this brings us right back to our wall. Instead of taking a wrecking ball to the whole thing, React acts like a super smart foreman. It looks at the two blueprints, instantly spots the one brick that's different, and then sends a worker with precise instructions to go and swap out only that one brick. Nothing else gets touched. It's genius.
So look, this isn't just some clever trick for developers to geek out about. This has a massive real-world impact on all of us, the people who use these websites every single day.
So what's the bottom line here? The virtual DOM is the reason so many websites and apps today feel so incredibly snappy and responsive. For you and me, the users, it means a smooth experience without annoying lag or stutter. And for developers, it means they can build really complex, amazing things without constantly worrying about performance, which makes the whole process way more efficient.
To sum it all up, you could put it like this. React transforms web development from these costly, large-scale renovations into quick, precise, surgical updates.
It's this fundamental shift in approach that has made it the go-to tool for almost everyone in the industry.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. We've seen how making a virtual copy of an interface completely revolutionized the web. If an abstract copy can be this powerful, it makes you wonder, what other real-world limitations are just waiting for their own virtual solution? What's next?